And so, folks, that was our day at Pandora, Land of Avatar, Disney's Animal Kingdom. And what can we say but, oh, it was awesome!
Definitely one of the best things Disney has brought out in a long, long time.
Better than New Fantasyland by far.
Better than Frozen Ever After.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely incredible. Say what you will about the movie Avatar, whether you liked it or didn't like it, but this land delivered because it knows that it has a lot to live up to, and man, everything just came through in spades. Let's jump right into the attractions.
Okay.
Navi River Journey, the boat ride. Go. What do you think?
Therapeutic, calm, melodic,
Cathartic.
beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning. It was very, very light on story. All it is just a nighttime boat ride through the jungles, and it is so gloriously beautiful. And yes, the animatronic that you've all seen in the viral videos on YouTube and Facebook, it's glorious. It's a 9-foot tall creature that just has the fluid movements and the articulation.
Yes.
It's stunning. It's perfect.
It's fantastic. It's amazing. It shows us what Imagineering's been working on.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for something like a real strong narrative all the way through, you're not going to get it here. This is a purely aesthetic experience of just relaxing and literally enjoying the ride.
You almost don't need the story on this ride, but
You don't. It's very slow.
It's good for the kids. Definitely, if they just need like a quick break, or maybe they're upset they couldn't get on the other headlining ride of the land. This is a good one to say, "Hey, look, there's a Navi. You saw one."
Now, moving on to the other ride in the land, the Big E ticket of them all, Flight of Passage, and
Well, hold on. So we understand at the time of this recording, officially Pandora is not open to regular guests.
yeah.
We were lucky enough to be invited to go inside.
Yep.
But here's the thing: we want to respect Disney's wishes, and we will wait to tell you the actual juicy part of the ride. We will go as far as the queue and all the way up to sitting down on the vehicle. But if you guys want one, if you really want us to go into it, just let us know.
Yeah, and we'll be more than happy to tell you what we saw and what we witnessed.
All right.
As far as the queue goes, it starts off as going through like this big, magnificent garden of all these beautiful plants. It's absolutely stunning.
Yes.
And then you go into these caves where it's just all these ancient Navi cave paintings of all these interactions that
Very cultural, dived right in. You feel you're so immersed by this history of people you don't know, but yet you're about to become a part of.
And then it moves on into the RDA facility where it feels like this cold, empty, abandoned place that was left behind. That was the mining facility from the movie. And it's taken over by plants, and it kind of feels haunting, almost like you're going through a first-person shooter.
Like, think Fallout, Las Vegas or whatever it is, the video games where it's abandoned and you don't know what's around every corner. Something could happen. It's very horror game genre-like, and if you like it, it lasts, I'm gonna say about 5 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
But but after that, you go into this beautiful night forest that's very reminiscent of the river journey. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's clear that nature's taking back what was rightfully theirs, and it might be a very quick walkthrough in that one area because you kind of zigzag back and forth, but you see plants and it's gorgeous, and you feel the nature and the harmony being restored, if I can say that.
Yeah.
Then you go to the next part where the actual Ace Labs are going on.
It kind of reminds you of the laboratories from Jurassic Park. That's where you got the Avatar in a jar, and you got
Snowflake Avatar.
Yeah, you got these desks with all these scientific research projects being discussed, and there's details all over the place from books to tests, and they put their all into this. I mean, I want to compare it to New Fantasyland because that was the last time it feels like Disney did this much dedication and detail into something, and boy, howdy, did they deliver. This was excellent.
You're right. To quickly sum it up again, we can do a very spoilery video if you want. Just tell us. It's super detailed. There's so much into it that there's not really a lot of time to describe it right now, but it's incredible. Just the level of thought. If you think of a scale 1 to 10, 15.
And then from there on out, that's when you start getting sorted out into the different the loading docks for the rides. It kind of has that mission space feel, and then you move on to the different numbered dots, like in Soarin', and then it twists and turns this way, and then they tell you you're going to be psychically linked to an avatar, and then before long you're brought to your seat. We heard a lot of descriptions as this was like a Harry Potter meets Soarin' kind of a thing, but
it's kind of odd to say, really, because I was given so many different descriptions of this ride, and I was told there's going to be dives and drops. I can't handle dives and drops, and do we have a story for you about that? Yes. Again, do you want to know? Tell us.
Please.
So, basically, if you want the basic summary, I did a 180 from being terrified of what this ride could do to me to tears of joy streaming down my face. And again, this is a story you guys really should hear. But basically, it was fantastic alone by the cast members, because not only did they build up the excitement, they built up this is completely safe, we promise we are going to be right there with you. If anything happens, we are there for you. And you can't get that with anywhere else, not even Universal, I dare to say.
No.
You can't. But again, you go into your number into the preloading area. They give you the basic safety spiels of what you need to do. And then we get to the ride vehicle.
Yeah.
Do you want to take that?
Basically, it's basically like I want to say like riding a motorcycle, but in some ways it kind of feels like a saddle too. But that's what you do. You step on it. You straddle it a little bit, and then when they lock you in, you get this brace that comes on your back. You get this chest plate that comes a little bit on your stomach area if you're kind of our size, and then they got these things that come right under your calves that lock you in place. It sounds uncomfortable, but it actually really wasn't.
It's really not. It's just there to keep you in place. It doesn't feel tight at all. If you have chest or back problems, it's really not that bad.
Although you might want to reconsider if it's a little iffy.
Yeah, the cast members will come by before they start the experience to make sure you are in tightly and correctly. And we just want to just say, this vehicle will make sure you are safe.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Like, for the most part, it goes from, like, your arms up to, like, your elbows, but then your chest up, you're still exposed.
Yeah.
So you're not very claustrophobic at all.
So we'll be more than happy to tell you what happens on the ride and what the ride system's actually like. But let us know. Yeah, let us know. We have so much time to do this video that we really want to get to the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Well, but we'll say one word each. You, one word.
Stunning.
One word, exhilarating. Yeah. Please ask us. We are dying to tell you. This is so hard for us to keep it a secret, but we are willing to wait till this land opens to tell you.
Please. Now let's move on to the whole setting of Avatar Land, because as you know, this was once supposed to be Beastly Kingdom, and the plans fell through. It became Camp Mini Mickey, and now it's Pandora Land of Avatar, a wholly different planet altogether. And boy, they expanded the area, they added the rides, and in some places it kind of feels like what it went by. Like there's that river where you remember the little Mickey and Goofy maquettes fishing, but they've really expanded on it. They've really added all these walking trails. They've added all these plants all over the place, the giant mountains. Oh man.
There's so much exceptional detail.
The mountains themselves are great because here's what they do. The best thing you could ever get in Florida, shade. Holy cow. They give you shade.
And benches.
The mountains themselves,
the mountains themselves don't give you benches, but when you see them, you're just like, they do exist.
There is one major downside that really ought to be mentioned, and that there are not very many, if any at all, signs. If you go there and you're looking for a big sign that says Flight of Passage, or move on to the whole setting of Avatar Land, because as you know, this was once supposed to be Beastly Kingdom, and the plans fell through. It became Camp Mini Mickey, and now it's Pandora Land of Avatar, a wholly different planet altogether. And boy, they expanded the area, they added the rides, and in some places it kind of feels like what it went by. Like there's that river where you remember the little Mickey and Goofy maquettes fishing, but they've really expanded on it. They've really added all these walking trails. They've added all these plants all over the place, the giant mountains. Oh man.
There's so much exceptional detail.
The mountains themselves are great because here's what they do. The best thing you could ever get in Florida, shade. Holy cow, they give you shade.
And benches. The
Lots
mountains
of
themselves,
benches.
not the mountains themselves don't give you benches, but when you see them, you're just like, they do exist.
There is one major downside that really ought to be mentioned, and that there are not very many, if any at all, signs. I mean, if you go there and you're looking for a big sign that says Flight of Passage or Navi River Journey, they're not there. And that was part of the whole theming prospect. And do you know how they let you know? They have these giant wicker statues, one of the Shaman of Songs, the Navi,
River Journey.
and then they have a giant wicker banshee that's right outside.
Massively huge, but so intricately, like, hand-woven. Like, gorgeous.
Now we know. When you go to the theme parks in general, there's always someone who says, "Excuse me, where's Space Mountain?" and they're standing under a sign that says Space Mountain. So that's gonna be tough for a lot of people who aren't really in tune to paying attention. And there's some people out there that do that, but I think this was insisted on by Cameron himself too, because it was theming of this world, and that's the big thing. This world is so hardcore themed that this rivals Harry Potter in making sure that you're not just at a theme park in Florida like you are in the rest of Animal Kingdom or whatever. This is like Magic Kingdom level of, no sir, we're actually in a whole other time period and planet.
You are not in Orlando, Florida. You are 4.4 light years away.
In the year 2200 or so.
Roughly, yes. About
50 years after the events of Avatar.
And you are immersed. Oh my goodness, you are on the moon of Pandora, surrounding Jupiter. Just holy
They
mackerel.
take the theming to a whole different level. So it's go hard or go home.
And again, we want to go in detail. There's so much to talk about. We want to get in there for you guys, but one more time, ask us. Please, we'd be more than happy to. And don't get lazy and just start asking questions in the comments. Just please tell us. We are more than happy to make another video when it officially opens, out of respect for the Walt Disney Company.
Exactly. Now moving on to the gift shops. I mean, we don't touch upon restaurants or gift shops usually on What's the Attraction, but we really wanted to check out this whole area and share with you.
We have
The big highlight here is the Rookery, where you can adopt your own Banshee, or this little guy here. Everyone meet Itchy. Say hi, Itchy.
This is Itchy. He says hi.
You said hi, right, guys? I couldn't hear you through the internet, but...
if you said hi, we were very concerned for you.
So basically, you get this little magnet strip that you place underneath your shirt, and then you place it on top, and it holds it in place. Very similar to like a pirate parrot, I guess. And then you give him the little leash, and you can move his head, open and close his jaw, and open and flutter his wings. And they do this whole ceremony about it. You adopt a Banshee, and you take an oath. And how much was it retail?
He was $50.
About $50.
But you will get some very nice interactions with other people who A, have them, or B, don't have them.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's really cool.
This is a conversation piece, people.
If nothing else.
This looks very similar to one of, I believe, Natiri's, but Natiri's Ikron, but there are so many different colors. One that looks like Taruk Makto.
Yeah,
but
that's the big orange one that eats the little ones that if you saw that in the movie, yeah.
It's okay, he's not here right now. You scared him. Anyway.
So there's that. But then there's all the other rest of the stuff you come to expect. Here's the big thing. A lot like Wizarding World of Harry Potter, there is zero Disney. There's no Mickey or Minnie posing as Neytiri and Jake or anything. No, nothing Disney related. You got buttons, you got pins, you got clothes, you got toys, but nothing has Disney on it whatsoever.
No.
You wouldn't even know it was Disney themed.
No, it's definitely part of the immersion, honestly. Honestly, I kind of see where Cameron was almost going with this, where if you saw Mickey Mouse, you're like, I'm in Orlando.
Yeah,
I'm in Florida.
It would have been kitschy.
I'm on vacation, and it's like, dang it. You ever been mad about vacation? There you go.
They had like the adorable little plush toys. That was about as Disney as it got. Like you have the
cutesy-
fearsome Thanagar, the Viper Wolf, and then they got these cute little things that almost look like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Little tongue hanging out and everything.
And they had a few like things that looked like Native American artifacts, like the bead station, and they had
some of the weaponry.
leather necklaces,
Yes.
and it felt kind of weird, almost like they were doing some cultural misappropriation. I made fun of that, but it kind of felt that way. A little bit of white guilt was creeping in the sky.
Yeah, but again, that's another detail that we can't get into right now.
And probably the last thing I want to touch upon was they did have some mature gifts in the shop. They had like some pillows. They had like little, almost like a Buddha statue that was of the
Home
shaman.
goods, yes.
Yeah, home goods
Yes.
stuff. And so it actually had some stuff for adults in a legitimate sense. So there's that. I just wanted to touch upon that. I mean, I'll be more than happy to go into more detail if
We want to.
Yeah, how those comments going, guys?
Are you typing? Put your fingers on the keyboard right now. Start typing.
Please.
Please do not go to Google. Do not go to Google to start searching this. We will tell you. We are more than happy to tell you. Just please ask us.
We're more than happy to share this. We really are.
We'll tell you right now, we literally took 5 laps around this land. We visited every place multiple times except for Flight of Passage for concerns. But
and the restrooms. We actually did miss the restrooms. And then the last thing we want to talk
when
about.
you don't have to go, you don't have to go.
Yeah, but if we learned any from Harry Potter, even the restrooms can be themed.
We won't go into that, but guys.
But then the last thing we want to get into is the one restaurant they have. I mean, they have this little place that sells some drinks, some alcoholic drinks called Pongu Pongu.
Which means party.
And we didn't really get there. I mean, it was cutely themed, but it was kind of out of the way. But they have this one big restaurant called the Satuli Canteen, which is kind of treated like a former commissary of when it was
When
there.
RDA was there. It
Yeah.
was their, it was the commissary, basically. Their lunchroom,
Now, they had a lot of very interesting foods. I mean, they had like the wood grilled chicken
it was a build your own type of bowl. You pick a base, you pick a meat, you pick a sauce, and then you go. But then you have the option of getting these pods, which we got. We both got
that's
the
what we
same
got,
thing.
yeah.
We got the cheeseburger pods because unfortunately we just wanted to stay with the familiar territory.
We're
trust
adventurous, just not that adventurous just yet.
Just trust us when you say you take one bite and it's like, oh, that's what it tastes like.
Yeah,
Again,
we
detail.
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry, guys. We really are.
We really want to tell you. We absolutely do, but what we just want to hear what you guys want to hear from us. You have to let us know in the comments, and then we'll be more than happy to get back to you on that. And probably around the time Pandora opens.
Give us questions. Honestly, we know a couple people who are still in the cryogenic sleep about to head over to Pandora. And we can ask them some questions, and we'd be more than happy to get some, if not vague, answers. And especially like how does that work? You walk from Animal Kingdom into Pandora. How does that work? We want to tell you. Again, we just
don't have the time tonight, guys.
There's just so much detail. Did we cover everything? Because we really didn't.
I feel like we did, and we didn't all at the same time. So you guys better get on those comments, because I really want to finish everything I want to tell you.
We want to tell you so bad. And again, if you want to know anything, anything super specific, just ask us. And we can even, as a bonus surprise, if you do ask for it, we will give you a last minute story of a last minute experience we had literally walking out.
Yeah.
And when I say we both geeked
back to you on that, and probably around the time Pandora opens.
Give us questions. Honestly, we know a couple people who are still in the cryogenic sleep about to head over to Pandora. And we can ask them some questions, and we'd be more than happy to get some, if not vague, answers. And especially like how does that work? You walk from Animal Kingdom into Pandora. How does that work? We want to tell you. Again, we just don't have the time tonight, guys. There's just so much detail. Did we cover everything? Because we really didn't. I feel like we did, and we didn't all at the same time. So you guys better get on those comments, because I really want to finish everything I want to tell you. We want to tell you so bad. And again, if you want to know anything, anything super specific, just ask us. And we can even, as a bonus surprise, if you do ask for it, we will give you a last minute story of a last minute experience we had literally walking out. Yeah. And when I say we both geeked out, we both geeked out. Real. Ask us. Ask us, please.
So thank you so much for listening to our thoughts, and hopefully we can expel more on that in the future. But for right now, enjoy one more clip as to whether CellaBellaRella found a brand new home on Pandora. See you next time.
I think I left my luggage there.